One of the things is that I find is that we need better training, and I think they're asking craving. We have a school board police department in our district, and we heavily train them. We give them the resources. We give them whatever is needed for them to be an effective officer, and I think that's what we need to do.
I'm absolutely pro-public safety. I believe that our police officers do a tremendous job. I believe that they are outnumbered and they just have a difficult task. I've spent time doing ride-alongs. I've gone through and seen how dangerous it can really be for them. And honestly, you couldn't pay me enough to do that job. We need to invest back into our roads. We need to not continue funding the bullet train, and we need to put those monies back into our roads. They're holding our roads hostage for a tax increase. That's why I am against the 75-cent per gallon gas tax that they're trying to impose on us. It's extortion. We pay enough. We pay the highest amount of gas taxes in the nation already. And we're not seeing those monies being pushed back into our roads.
I think the best way is public transportation. We have buses. We have the railroad that heads down the Amtrak. We have Metrolink. We have different ways of increasing that. I've gone from San Bernardino all the way to Las Vegas, not Las Vegas, to LA. So excuse that. LA, there's Hollywood, there's different areas that you can travel that you don't necessarily need to go in car. I mean, so I think investing more in ways that we can reduce the emissions, reduce the congestions, like you mentioned earlier with your question, is actually public transportation. I think that's the best route. We can also use bicycle routes. There's walkability. We can try to create communities that can walk around where there's actually, they can walk maybe three blocks to where the stores are at. Their local convenience store, their stores right there. They don't have to drive miles and miles away. One thing is that we receive money from Proposition 30, which is great. The reason why we're able to do as much as we can is because of the extra money that we received. Right now we have a budget of $600 million, a little bit half of $1 billion, $600 million. And so with that money, we were able to actually allocate funding for AVID. I don't know if many of you know what it is. It actually prepares students for higher education, study skills, organizational skills. These are opportunities for the kids that we can do. I don't have a lot with regarding what we can do. Actually, not better yet. As I was going to say, I don't have a lot of time. But in reality, we can do so much more with the money that we end up receiving in the future. And the reason why is because we still need funding. Right now we have AVID in elementary school in certain sites. It's not across the board in other districts. And so we need to make sure that this happens across the board.
Where I do feel that we need to focus a little more specifically on our K-12 education is bringing back shop classes, bringing back the technical training. Career and technical training has fallen by the wayside. And I have to tell you folks, as your assemblyman, I tour this district regularly meeting with business owners. Business owners are looking for workers that are good with their hands. They will train the skills for the specific profession, but they're looking for a work ethic, and these are good paying jobs. These are jobs that pay $80,000 to $90,000 a year. And I hear all the time that we need to focus on K through 12 with a focus only on college, and we stigmatize people that choose not to go to college. And I think that that is wrong, and it's not serving our next generation properly. We need to focus on, you know what? There's honor in career and technical jobs. There's honor in a lot of these careers. And I think that we need to be able to make sure that the dollars follow where the jobs are. And right now, we're not doing that. We have broken the contract with our young people. The contract used to be, go to 4 years of college and there would be a job for you. Well, folks, there's not a job, and we just saddled you with really not 4 years worth of debt, but 6 years worth of debt. If you go to a 2-year school, it's really 4 years. A 4-year school is really 6 years. We have failed you. And it isn't that we need to reform the whole university system. That's part of it. But we need to redirect so that you understand you are not a failure if you don't come out with a 4-year degree. You are a failure if you do not do what's in the best interest of your overall community, and that is also involves career and technical training. And I have all the respect that I can for anybody that's out there earning a living for their family and doing what's necessary to put food on their table. That's what we need to focus on. When they talk about those laws and policies, They don't care about your business, and they think you owe them something. They think that you have a responsibility to them as opposed to a responsibility to your family. And when you take the debt that it takes to be successful, and success doesn't mean paying yourself, success means surviving. And that's unfortunate. When you get the benefit of surviving, people look at you and they say, well, where's the justice in that? And you know what? I know what it is to be a small business person, and you know what? It's a thankless job, but I thank you. I thank you and Sarah every single day for employing people, for being a positive part of our community. Because without your commitment to our community, the whole community will fail.
It's a reality. It is happening across the state. It's not just you and the company here locally. But in reality, we have to make sure that we look at incentives. We have to look at ways how we can support our small and family-owned businesses. And that's a reality piece that I'm willing to work in making sure that we do address those issues by ensuring that there's more rebates, more monies that comes to small businesses that are struggling and need more resources.
I'm privileged and honored to have been endorsed by every single mayor of every single city in the 40th Assembly District, by every single city council member in every single city in the 40th Assembly District, by nearly every single school board member in every school board in the 40th Assembly District, by nearly every single water board member in every water board in the 40th Assembly District, by almost every single one of the boards of supervisors.
I do have the endorsement of over, because I won the primary election, so that's when I have all those voters that came out to vote for us. Those are the endorsements that I received.
I thank you very much for having me out here. You know, the job of being your assemblyman, it's really one of the best privileges a person could ever be honored with, but it's a serious job. It's a very serious job, and it takes someone that understands the issues that we're facing, that understands the challenges that are before us, and specifically, we really need to make sure that we choose somebody that has the background of having accomplished something first before they move forward into the next career of their lives. I just appreciate the fact that you've given me this opportunity. I've been working very diligently to make sure that I represent every single person. The question about party politics, I've received endorsements by Republicans and Democrats alike because I've never claimed party partisanship. I've never thrown bombs from the right or complained about the left. I've received endorsements by almost all of law enforcement, almost all of firefighters, almost every single endorsement that's out there to possibly get, because they understand that I came to this job with the right attitude, with the right dedication, and nobody will ever outwork me in this job.
We're going to go out, we're going to work 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, and we've been showing it every single day to make sure we win in the June election, in the November election, in the general election. And this is going to be where we're connecting to the individuals. I'm not taking no easy route around this.
I am a freshman assembly member with what they call a targeted seat. The Democrat Party wants to take me out of this seat so that they can take over and be able to regain the 2/3 majority, so they can eliminate Proposition 13 and they can eliminate the 2/3 majority necessary to raise taxes on all of us. When that majority happens, folks, that's the tipping point. And this is ground zero. You're going to see a disgusting amount of money spent in the 40th Assembly District right on top of us to be able to try and eliminate the balance of power, which is what our framers established. But